Basic rolls. Up to this point, all the notes and strokes that we've learned have been short with no duration. So to accomplish this on the snare drum, we play rolls. We're going to learn two basic types of rolls, the double stroke roll and the buzz roll. Let's start with the double stroke roll. A double stroke consists of two notes coming from one wrist motion. To play a double stroke, you start with your sticks in the regular playing position and play a full stroke. After the stick strikes the head, allow it to bounce once and then squeeze the back three fingers, pushing the stick back into the head for the second note. The goal is to have both notes be of equal volume. So let's play the first exercise in the middle of page 38 one time through. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's play the next exercise and really try to focus on the 1 and 2 and wrist motion, playing the 16th notes as double strokes using one wrist motion. Here we go. And 1, 2. Okay, so we've just played some double strokes as 16th notes, but most commonly when playing a double stroke roll, the notes will be 32nd notes. You get two 32nd notes per 1/16th note. The news flash on page 39 does an excellent job of showing you the slash notation and its breakdowns. Basically, when you see a single slash on 1/16th note, that indicates a double stroke of 2 32nds. A double slash on an 8th note dictates 4 32nd notes, and 3 slashes on a quarter note breaks down to 8 32nd notes. You're also introduced to ties here. Now ties simply connect a roll to its release note or connect notes to achieve longer duration. So let's learn our first roll, the 5-stroke roll. If you look in the top left corner of page 40, you'll see the skeleton of the 5-stroke roll is 2 16th notes tied to a release note. In this example, an 8th note. But notice that the 16ths have single slashes, so this indicates that the single 16th becomes a double stroke of 2 32nd notes. So you see to the right that it equals 4 32nds tied to the release. This same process works for the next few rolls we'll learn, just becoming longer in length. So I'll play the skeleton of the 5-stroke followed by the roll. Here we go. All right, so now I'm going to play exercise number 1 of the 5-stroke roll, and this is broken down in the form of 8th and 16th notes. Okay, now we'll take it up to the 16th and 32nd note values. Here's number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember, if this is too fast, practice at a slower tempo with cleaner double strokes. That's what we're shooting for here, okay? Here's number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great! Now, as I said before, if you can grasp this skeleton breakdown, the following roll should be easy to understand. Now we're going to move on to the 7-stroke roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? The skeleton of the 7-stroke roll is 3 16th notes with a release. I'll play the skeleton of the 7 followed by the roll. Now, the 7 is treated slightly different in that I'm actually starting with an accent as well as playing an accented release. There are two ways that you typically see the 7-stroke roll. One is with the accent on the beat, and the other is with the first double stroke on the beat. Here's exercise number 1 as an example of that, and again with an 8th and 16th note breakdown. Okay? Now here's exercise number 2 with the accent of the 7-stroke roll landing on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to play it with the double stroke falling on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. So here's a 9-stroke roll. The skeleton of the 9-stroke roll is 4 16th notes with a release. This roll actually starts on the beat and ends on the beat. I'll play the skeleton of the 9 followed by the roll. Okay, so now I'm going to play exercise number 1 of the 9-stroke roll, and this is broken down in the form of 8th and 16th notes. Here we go. Now we'll take it up to the 16th and 32nd note values. Here's exercise number 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's exercise number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Notice how on that one we started the roll on the and of 1 and 3 in bar 3 of that exercise. Just kind of turned it around a little bit. We were playing it on the beat, and then we went to playing it off the beat. Okay, now we're going to play 5, 7s, and 9s are wild at the bottom of page 41, putting these 3 rolls together in a short solo. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I urge you, after feeling comfortable with playing this solo, go back and reverse the sticking. It's good for the hands. Over on page 42, we have the 13 and 17 stroke rolls. So let's start with the 13. The skeleton or metering for this roll is 6 16th notes with an accented release. So here we go again. I'll play the skeleton of the 13 followed by the roll. Okay, now here's the 17th stroke roll is metered with 8 16ths with an accented release. This is another convenient roll that kind of starts and stops on the beat. Okay, I'll play the skeleton of the 17 followed by the roll. Okay. Now we're going to play exercise number 1. We're going to play it 2 times through. Good luck. I know I'll need it. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Now we're off to the buzz roll, which is also referred to as the multiple bounce, closed, or press roll. A buzz stroke consists of multiple bounces coming from one wrist motion to create a zzz sound. Zzz, zzz, zzz.
You call?
Can I help you?
Well, you went zzz. You made the B sound, man. Zzz.
Oh,
zzz. You know,
no,
I'm coming over.
I'm teaching the buzz roll right now. I'm teaching the buzz roll. I said zzz, zzz.
Zzz. Oh.
So
I thought you needed me, man.
No, we're good. I'm just doing a little teaching here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be over here pollinating
Okay.
if you need anything.
Okay. Be careful.
B.
Bees. What are you going to do with them, huh? Anyway, to play a buzz stroke, start in the regular playing position and play a tap. And when the stick hits the drum, lightly press the bead of the stick into the head by applying pressure with the wrist and lightly squeezing the thumb and index finger. Then apply slight pressure with your middle finger. This should also become one motion. So practice this with both hands until you get a nice, even zzz sound. Oh, bees. Zzz. Okay? So nowadays, in some contemporary snare drum literature, buzz rolls are notated using a Z across the stem. But most of your band and orchestra literature will have your rolls notated with slashes, as we've learned before. It's important, however, that you interpret those rolls as buzz rolls. So let's get a little buzz practice in here, okay? We'll play the first exercise on page 43 2 times through. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, like the double stroke roll, the skeleton usually falls into the 16th note metering. However, this is a roll that can become difficult to execute at slower tempos. So depending on that tempo, you may need to alter the metering and have an extended metering base. So now let's look at the exercise on the bottom of the page and play through this 2 times through as well. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll also discover that after mastering the buzz roll on a pad, when you move to your snare drum, it seems effortless. Also, I urge you to go back through the double stroke roll lessons and play all of the exercises and solos using buzz rolls. Good luck.